Hi. How's your day? Where are you logging in from today? Hey, everybody. Under a weather watch here. Although it looks awfully sunny outside right now, in about 20 minutes, it's going to be horrendous weather. The goats have all put themselves inside already. The dogs are under the blankets here because they know it's going to be terrible. I'm good, thank you. Good, thank you. Other than the weather. But I can't complain too much because we had 2 absolutely stunning days out here. I live in the middle of nowhere. Literally the middle of nowhere. An hour from the nearest town, one way. So it'd be like a 2-hour trip to go shop. It's completely off grid here. So the rain is going to be good because it is going to fill the tanks. I'm not going to lie. Whereabouts are you guys streaming from today? Look, Coda over here. Tucked herself into bed. Lost just for a minute there. Got that. Moved you around too much, apparently. Hi, Joseph. Nice to meet you. Welcome to the middle of nowhere. I'll take you outside and I'll show you what view I've got. It's pretty cool. It's a pretty choice view outside here, guys. It is freezing, so just give me a moment. I'm getting out of bed. We're going to have a mad storm here today, so that's why I'm in bed, because there's not much else to do. But I'll take you all outside and I'll show you. I'll show you my house. This is my view. You babies. Oh, nice. That's a ways away from here. I'm in Northland, New Zealand. And this is my backyard. We got the goats down there by the tractor having a bit of a bleat right now. There he is with his coat on. That's Albie. And Patience is all the way down the bottom at his house down there. Even they know the rain's coming. We've got all the baby chickens here. Feed them before the rain comes. It doesn't take long for the weather here because we're in the mountains, as you can see. We're very high up. That range over there is where my cell phone tower is. That's how I can talk to you guys, because all the way over there is a tower. I don't get the greatest reception, but it's still better than none. We've got the old hay inside still. I really need to put that out. Alright, plug you in for a second there. Pitch black over there. Yeah, different time zones, eh? Different time zones. Hi, Mason. Nice to see ya. Yeah, I'm only a small creator, just sort of starting out. So I don't really get like massive followings yet, but hopefully one day. hopefully one day. We run an animal rescue here. Every animal that you can see, the dogs, the cats, chickens, the goats, they're all rescues. All been saved from somewhere, sometime or another. What do you mean people just don't acknowledge you when you enter a stream, Mason? I guess the bigger the streams you go into, it is a harder chance of being recognized, but also some people just don't really pay too much attention to their comments, I guess. I have noticed that going into other chats. I try to make sure that I include everybody that makes a mention, or if I see that they're in there, I definitely try to include and recognize people. I don't see the point in having a chat if you don't, you know. You're really just talking to yourself otherwise if you're not acknowledging other people. Whereabouts in the world are you streaming from, Mason? I made a candle yesterday out of some old used bad boys that we couldn't use anymore. And now it smells like 3 candles. It's kind of cool. I call it watermelon lemonade pineapple crush. Yeah, some people can be quite rude. Oh, you rescue dogs? Yeah, we have 3 rescue dogs. We have 3 rescue dogs here. A Shar-Pei, Pit Bull cross, Staffy cross, and a Whippet cross. It's a perfect place for them to live because we can go in into the bush. We've got 55 acres here, so we can go into the bush each morning and they go and catch themselves a possum. We feed them as well, obviously, like normal breakfast and dinner, but every day they usually catch themselves a possum as well. Oh, I couldn't advise you how to sub and stream, to be honest. I'm pretty new to technology myself. I'm not really the most avid tech user. What? What sounds like the weed you smoke? Yeah, I second that. What did you mean by that? Greyhounds. Oh, beautiful. Sorry, I was just grabbing something, guys. Well, a couple of things, rather. Oh, right. Yeah, it does sort of sound like a weed strain. Yeah. I see what you mean now. 100%. I'm with you. Like Pineapple Express and stuff. Chickens! We have a blind chicken here. Her name's Ginge. Completely blind. Hi, Ian. No, I'm a Kiwi. Cuzzies to the Aussies. Just next door. Just a hop, skip, and a jump away. Yeah, you've arrived in the boondocks is where you've come to, Ian. I'm smack bang in the middle of nowhere in New Zealand. Absolutely middle of nowhere. My nearest neighbor, I think, is about 10 k's down the road, and to go to town is an hour's trip one way. So don't forget y'all smokes if you go to town, because you ain't want to go back. You guys want me to put that water outside for you? Because I'd rather you outside than inside, chickens and rooster. Maybe. It could be likely. Where are you from, Ian? What part of the world are you streaming from? I did have someone come here just the other week and ask if we had a bridge to Australia. Well, I was born and raised around dudes. I grew up with my brother, my granddad, and my dad. So we could probably have a good old sparsies. Probably be pretty even Stevens. What is Omaha? I believe it's a place. I believe it sounds like a place. Sounds like a coastal place here. I'm having a mind blank. Oh, right. Nice, nice. I got family in the States. I got family in Texas and family in California. So I was second generation Kiwis over there, I think. Yeah, boy. Yeah, most definitely riffing a bong. Not much else to do when you live out in the boondocks. Every year we drop like 100 or something plants. It's coming into that season now. Oh, you're born in Texas, eh? Cowboy. Cowboy. We've got a cowboy in the chat. Can you ride a horse? If you can ride a horse, you'll fit right in over here. We ride sheep. I'm kidding. Well, I'm not. I'm not. Some people do ride sheep, but I probably did as a kid, but not as an adult anyway. I mean, you can ride sheep. There is actually like a bit of a niche sport in it, I think, but predominantly Kiwis don't ride sheep. I'm just talking smack. Hello there, Marcelo Alvarez. Sorry, I don't know how to say your name. I'll just call you Marcelo. Uruguay, eh? Beautiful. Is it nighttime or daytime in Uruguay right now? We're ahead of all y'all over here in New Zealand. We're on Saturday morning, early Saturday morning. Oh, lies. This is what happens when a farmer stays in bed for half the day. They don't even know what time it is because we don't do that. It's almost lunchtime here, actually. We're an hour off lunchtime on Saturday morning. What time is it for all of you guys? And my cousin's actually a radio presenter in Texas. Oh, Meilani. Yeah, they might ride their sheep too. Boom. Well, yeah, you can ride a horse. You're definitely fit in over these ways. We don't have any horse here, only because we don't have what I like to call adequate fencing. Welcome back, Mason. How do you get out here? No buses, no trains, no public transport will get you out here, that's for sure. To get out here, you got to know someone or have a pre-arranged ride, that's for sure. Yeah. You'd get a bus or a train, maybe not a train, but to the nearest town, which is like an hour's drive from here. But to get out these ways, out into the actual boondockeries, the official place of nothing land, you definitely need to know somebody to get out these ways. I mean, you could hitchhike, but it would take a while, and a walk would be a good several hours. Midnight, eh? Midnight. Oh, yeah, so you're like 12 hours behind. You're just creeping on Saturday now. Yeah, I'm not going to lie. I wouldn't trade the city for this ever again. Oh, yeah, 100%. 100%. Sheep, goats. Actually, any wildlife, farm animals, if you don't know what you're doing, they can be a nightmare. I'm not going to lie. My two goats, my boy goats here, they're pretty friendly. I've never been bunted by patients, not once. LB, he'll give you little play bunts, but nothing serious. My last goat, he chose hate every day, and he would legit like hammer smash you, plank you down the road, like on his collar. Like, yeah, he was crazy. But these guys are so timid and friendly. But when you're trimming their feet, you still need to like smash them into something, hold their foot, and then fight for your life as you're trying to trim them because they kick about. And yeah, I've been kicked a fair few times by my own goats, and it's not really that cool. It's not really that cool at all. And that's not even them trying to kick, that's them just trying to get their leg out of whatever you're trying to do. Yeah, it is 100% off-grid here. Real off-gridding. We don't even get rubbish collection. We have to take it to the tip or burn like cardboard and stuff like that. Yeah, it's one of those places here where if you don't do your jobs, nothing gets done, which means you just have to go without. You don't get firewood in, then you don't have a fire. If you don't have gas for the cookers, if you don't have a fire, then you can't cook stuff. Like, yeah, make sure the solar panels are clean to get adequate sun, all that sort of stuff. It's 100% off grid here. No supplies whatsoever from town. Oh yeah, I don't. My screen looks different to y'all because obviously I'm the one streaming, so I can't advise you where it would look normally. Oh, I'm definitely afraid of one thing in this world. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna pretend I'm that hardy. I'm 110% afraid of spiders, and I don't just mean like a little bit of like I'm scared of spiders. No, I mean like full-fledged pass out on the floor, afraid of spiders. Leave the kids in the car to roll down a hill off a bank because the spider's on the handbrake and I won't pull it. Kind of afraid of spiders. No joke. Yeah, so living out here is it's hard. Right in this corner, Henry lives there. Henry lives there, and we've got an understanding. He owns that window. That's all. He owns that window now. It doesn't get opened, it doesn't get closed, it doesn't get touched, cleaned, wiped, nothing, because Henry lives there and I am not going anywhere near it. I ain't got no vacuum that I can suck it up with and then throw the vacuum to the tip. So, yeah, no. Definitely afraid of spiders. But we don't really have that many predators here either. So, I mean, there's not really that much to be afraid of. We don't have bears. We don't have snakes. We don't have scorpions. We do have like wild pigs and stuff. They could be crazy. We got wild pigs right here. If you ever want to go for a hunt, we just go in the bush. And wild turkey, wild pork, pretty mean. But they are big beastie boys, like 250, 300-pound pigs, you know what I mean? So you don't want to get caught lacking in the bush with a wild boar, stumble across a mum and their babies or something in the bush. Like, yeah. But I'm not really afraid of that. You just be wary and be alert. Be alert. Yeah, I can't do the city. There's just so much ugly that happens in the city. It's like everyone just walks past everybody else's struggles, and it's really not that hard even just to say hi to somebody, even if you can't offer them anything, just a conversation to make people feel human. And at the bare minimum, to not see that line be met, I just can't surround myself with that because I just feel like it's just gross. It's just gross. What are you all afraid of? Any of you guys got a fear? Let me just throw some shoes on and get these chickens some water. Hey, baby. Oh, watch out, blind chicken. water. Yeah, no, Albie, the weather's grim. I'll show you guys the blind chicken. Calm down, it's alright. This is Ginge, the blind chicken. Her eyes are white. And she doesn't blink. Yeah, I wouldn't really want a snake on me. 100% wouldn't want a snake on me. But I'm not afraid of snakes. I've held a snake. And I've had a snake across my shoulders, but unawareingly have a snake just like land on you. You know, I'd yeet that thing too. I'd yeet it. It would give you a fright. And also in Australia, if you don't know if it's a poisonous one, you just want to yeet it off you and assess whether it's poisonous before you pick that thing back up and actually have some fun with it, you know, like, but yeah, not ideal. Hi, Alfred. I'm doing all right. We're going to we're under a weather watch today, and it's like the calm before the storm hits. The goats haven't left like a meter from the front of their houses all day because they know what's coming too. So I have to go drop them some hay in their houses so they've actually got some food to eat, because there ain't no way they're going to be leaving their houses all day today. I can tell you that. And all these chickens are hanging around, acting like they ain't been fed. When chat knows, I fed them before. I will throw them some more stuff though, because it is going to rain and they probably won't be around for an afternoon feed, but they have actually been fed. They're not starved. We were talking about things we're afraid of. Anybody got any fears? Let me know. Let me know down below what your fears may be. That's all we're talking about just before you came in. And then we're talking about animals, like just having animals, and the bro Ian was saying his friends are sheep shearers and it can be quite dangerous. So I was saying, yeah, my goats give me the hell kick sometimes. But not intentionally, just like when you're there trying to do their feet and like trim their hooves and stuff, they don't really want you holding their legs when you have to do it. And so they kick around, you know, like thrash about. So it can be quite hectic. Had a fair few kicks from them. I'd hate to know what it's like to get a full-fledged like whamoose when they're actually trying to kick you. I wouldn't want to know what that's like. Snakes and scorpions. Fair enough to be afraid of those. I feel like I haven't developed a fear of any of those because I'm not exposed to them, or deadly ones for that matter, on the rig. Maybe if they were here on the rig, it'd be something to develop a fear about. But yeah, when I go to other countries, I'm all about looking at those though. Go to the Australian zoos and stuff, you want to hold a snake. I watched the snake poop on these international students that had come over, and they pushed in front of me and my brother in line, and we're really pissed off about it. We're like, we've been waiting for ages, and then these guys, and my dad was like, just leave it, don't worry about it, just, you're the next in line anyway, no one else can get in front now, you're right at the front, so just leave it, you know. And fortunately we did, because the snake did the biggest dookie on their shoulder, like the last kid's shoulder was all over their school uniform and stuff. And I was just thinking, well, I guess that's what happens when you push in, because that would have been on us. Too funny. And probably me, because I would have been on the smaller side of the snake, not the heavier end. So it probably would have been on my shoulder. That was at the old Taronga Zoo in Australia. And that place, I ran for my life. I legit ran for my life. And we're walking along and we're feeding the monkeys and stuff. And I don't know if we were supposed to feed the monkeys, but anyway, I was feeding the monkeys and stuff. And then for whatever reason, I happened to look up and I seen that the trees were almost meeting in the middle. But then they were attached, just not by tree, but by fucking spider web. And the spiders that inhabited those webs were huge. And I just dropped everything that I had and I just ran for my life. And I kept running and running and running until I got to like the main entrance where there was nothing above me, nothing around me. And I just stood there in the middle of nowhere just waiting until my dad was done. Different country, zoo I'd never been to before. Did not give a damn. I just had to be the hell away from those spiders. Like, I was like, no, I'm not paying to be in the wild with these. Like, take me home. Get out, Rainbow. He's the rooster that will attack. Do as you're told. Thank you. Time for a coffee, I reckon. My fingers are numb. Alright, let's give you guys some bread and get you out of the house, okay? Rainbow, get outside. Get out of the house. Get out, Rainbow, you dick. I know, baby. Run with her. There we go. Get out of the house, Rainbow. Get out. Get out, dick. What's up, bro? It's so freezing today. Yeah, it was actually, we've had a few cold days, but today it's like the temperature just does not want to lift up at all. None of the animals have even left their house. They're like, nope. No, there's no sun here. It's all behind clouds. It's like a thin layer of cloud. It's so cold. Like my fingers and my feet are actually numb. Like numb as hell. I can't feel them. So I'm making a coffee to try warm up. Chickens! Have some grace. God damn. Yeah, jealous about the sun, I'm not gonna lie. Jealous about the sun, it's freezing. Get out of the house, you feral mutts. Shame, Rainbow, you got told, bro. Angel got you. Angel hates Rainbow, it's so funny. It's his dad too, that's even funnier. Get out, Rainbow, don't run in here for safety. No one likes you, bro, you're a dick. Come on, coffee, get warm already. Don't come in the house, you're the instigator. Blind chicken. Yes. Hot coffee. Damn straight. Hopefully soon I'll feel my fingers and toes. Yeah, I bloody hope so. Holy moly. No. No. Look what you do, chicken. Once the blind chicken comes in, they're all like, yeah, free reign. I even tried putting a baby gate there. It still didn't stop them. No. Honestly, they're so persistent. I give them that. They're persistent. No. No. Bloody animals, I tell you. Well, I can feel one hand. It's amazing. Jesus. That's so weird. It's like defrosted one hand and one foot. The left side, not the right side. Yeah, that's so weird. Must go through that side of your body first. Fuck yeah, that's hot, alright. Holy shit. I want to put my foot on it, but that's disgusting. But it's numb. What's your plans today? Yeah, it's defrosted this hand and that foot. Like, only my pinky toe on that foot is still numb now, but this one, all of my toes are still numb, and these two fingers. It's so weird as it's like defrosting in different places. I feel like a car windshield. Go do some star jumps. She'll be right. It's actually a really hard thing to want to do exercise when your feet are numb. I mean, do you guys have like a little block of forest to do like your own firewood, or do you just like order it in and like restack that shit? Yeah, you should just borrow the goats, bro. They'll do your lawns for free. How big's your section? Fuck, you have sheep and it still takes you 3 hours to mow your lawns. Jesus Christ. To be fair, it probably takes about 3 hours to like weed eat and mow the driveway area here around the tramp and all the shit that's here. Because we don't put the goats up around the solar panels and things. Get out the house. Fuck, I'd put them on a chain and put them in the lawn for a day. Put them to use. Oh, that's cool. I take it you've got a ram then. My nanny used to have 2 pet rams, although they weren't really friendly that you could get in the paddock with them. If you did, you had to know how to run and jump real fast, real quick. But she called them Pajamas and Mr. Grey. She had them for their wool. They were like, you parted their wool. On the outside, it was like white on the ends, but as you parted it, they had 2 completely different colors. So it would go like rusty brown to like a blue sort of color. It was crazy. How many sheep have you got? Do you ever sell your lambs? Oh, yeah, just a small little fleet. Oh, yeah, fair, fair. How does this chicken forever end up in the house? I like chase her out every other time and then I turn around, she's back in the house. You've been in here like 20 times. There was nothing on the floor then and there still isn't now. Fuck, how many did you start with? You just spit roast them for the parties? Oh, bro, that's on. That's pretty on. I used to work for a spit roasting company in Auckland for many years. I'd go there in summertime whenever I wanted something different to do for work because they're like full-fledged, packed, busy at summertime. But they travel the countryside doing work. We've even done functions in Whangarei with them back in the day. The Southern Spit Catering Company, I think they're called, Southern Spit Barbecue Catering Company or something like that. But yeah, it was like mobile spit roasting. Let's cook that shit in the back of the van on the way to the job. But yeah, my employer that I worked for then, he realised at 17 years old or so that I wasn't really someone that you should fuck around and find out with. And then this other girl, like you go to work and just clothes like this. You set up all the greasy, dirty tables that they never cleaned and like lay all the food out and everything. Then when it came to serving the food, you'd have to get changed into like your dress clothes, your dress shirt, and like actual uniform to serve and be in clean clothes, you know, not greasy, gross shit that you set this food up with. And anyway, I said to the boss on this particular site, is like, we're feeding 800 people at Turners and Growers in Auckland. And we're like, where can we go get changed? And he goes, oh, you girls just go on the other side of the van. She'll be right, you know, like the door's shut on that side, so all good. And everyone's seated out here to go have their meal anyway, so you shouldn't have to worry about anyone walking around. We're like, all good. So we go around the back of the van, and I mean, we're only getting down to our underwear and changing the shirt, so it's not really the biggest of deal. But he made it the biggest of deal because we were standing there getting changed on the other side of the van, and then he opens up the sliding door on the other side, which opened us up to the whole crowd, and he was like, show us shit, it's girls. Yeah. He didn't serve nobody that day. I just grabbed the cookers, boosh on the ground, grabbed the food, the plates, just started smashing all the food for like 800 people. And then went back to his factory and then proceeded to smash his whole factory to pieces too. and he was my next door neighbor. So then I went home and smashed all the windows in his house. And yeah, needless to say, he didn't do anything about it because what could he do? He was like a 60-year-old man asking for underage girls to show their bits. Like, not okay, bro. Not okay in any way, shape, or form. And then what's funny is like 12 years later, I'm like a master painter by this point, and he rings me up and he's like, yo, your granddad told me that you're like a house painter and shit. Do you want to come down and paint the factory? So he employs me like 12 years after I've done that to go like paint his whole factory. And he paid me for it. I made him pay me up front before I was doing the job because I did not want to get scammed. Like, do the job. And then he's like, yeah, you're paying me back for all those things that you broke back then. Like, hell no. But yeah, anybody who ever worked for him, like even like the older ladies, they would complain. They'd be like, oh, bro, he's just real shit. He's like real gross and shit. And I didn't experience it till that day, and it was the only day. But yeah, he learned hella quick. You don't do that to girls. Needless to say, I didn't go back and work at that catering company, but some of the other people that still work there I knew, and they still went to work there and stuff. But apparently he was like real standoffish, like when it came to working in or around with any of the women, because he just didn't know how volatile they were. Too funny. Just don't be a dick, whether you're a man, a female, whether you're doing it to a male or a female. Just don't be a dick. Like, that's the lesson to take away from that one. Chicken. You really need to go in the oven, I swear to God. Want a chicken and a rooster? We've got a super friendly blind chicken here and plenty of roosters. You guys ever do hungies for your parties and shit? Man, I haven't had a hungie for so long. My uncle used to be the man of the hungies in the whānau. In the one year my mum didn't invite him to a party because of their own bullshit drama. The hangi pit was a fail and didn't actually get going till like 1 a.m. when everyone had already left the party. It was kind of funny. Yeah, he's not alive anymore, so we don't get the good old hangies, and no one else in our family can do them. Everyone else just fucks him up. Everyone else who's tried anyway since he's died has just fucked them up. And I don't know if he just cursed us all, but who knows? Yeah, that's way easier to do. It's hard yakka when you're digging it by hand, that's for sure. Even getting the stones to temp, like, if you don't know what you're doing, is hard enough. Let alone digging the hole. Yeah, 100%. It's all hard work. It's dedication for sure. But nothing beats a properly done hangi, I don't reckon. No boil up, no chowder, nothing. Nothing compares to a decently done hangi. The amount of people that get burnt, all those amateurs trying to do it, burning themselves on the stones and stuff. Yeah, that's the way. That's definitely the way to do it. No fucking around on your hungies then. Sounds like you're feeding like 100. Yeah, that was like us. It was just my uncle that knew how to do it. Like my grandfather and my stepdad and stuff have been around every time. And the old cousins, like they were all around every time my uncle did it, but it's like they just didn't pay attention. Like they helped him do certain things and whatever, but yeah. And, you know, you do the check the night before to make sure like you've got everything depending on what your setup is. Like sometimes my uncle, depending where we were, would use like the diesel heater to heat the irons or the stones first and then throw it on the fire to get it like preheated. And yeah, it's like they didn't check any of the stuff or any of the mechanisms in which he'd normally do it, and then they just went to start it all up the next day and nothing worked. And then yeah, it took them like 3/4 of the day to get everything working. Another like almost quarter of the day to get it all hot enough to start cooking everything, and the food only came out of the ground at like 1 a.m. no joke, and no one's tried since. Yeah, it sucks when we don't pick up those things that we're supposed to learn. All those times that we should have. Yeah, same as anything really, eh? Same as anything. Practice makes perfect and all that, but sometimes you just be hungry and you just want that food now. If you fuck it up a couple of times, it's like you just give up. It doesn't really taste the same when you take it out and then try and recook it in an oven or something, like because you didn't get it hot enough, or it's too dry and you try and moisten that shit up again. I know, albeit shit weather. Just casually sitting out in the grass, bleating away like there's life over. What do you want in the house, baby chicken? Oh, because you're still in here, right? Have you got manuka on your guys' property? We got a couple of patches, not in this bit here, but when you go up to the first Taranaki gate and cut back into the bushland, there's like another paddock through the bush. At the end of that, there's like heaps of manuka on our hillside there. I actually want to dig some up and bring it down the bottom here where I buried one of my goats, because their name was Honey, and I want it to be there as like a bee pollinator, you know, because why not? Well, everything but her head's there because I kept her head. I would, but it's just me out here, so there's no point. It's like a big meal, big gathering sort of Kai setup, you know? Definitely not the effort you're going to go to for like one person. Yeah, I found that manuka patch last time I went for a forage in the bush. Because usually I get to that grass patch and then just sort of like walk along the edge of it and then back down into the bush to find some other stuff. But that day my little cousin wanted to go right down the bottom to the swamp part. And it's easier to walk through the field than through the side of the bush because it's real steep there. And if you're not foraging and like crouching down and grabbing things, you don't really want to be on all twos walking down there because it's a bit dodgy. Yeah, that's right. It's definitely the timing. And like depending on how much you put in or the size of like your meat pieces and all that sort of stuff, the size of your potatoes, whatever you're chucking in there, all depends on the time that you're taking while it's in there as well. So yeah. It's all variable, which is difficult. So you really need to know your stuff when it comes to huggies, I reckon. Because you pull it out too early and it's just not the same. You leave it in too long and then everything's just dry. Or everything tastes the same because it all just sort of melds into one. I've seen people doing those things on the side of the road with them, like on the table hungies or whatever they're called. But I've never tried one. I don't know. Have you tried them? Do they taste the same? I don't think they taste as authentic because they don't have the earthy sort of. I don't know. No bumblebee. Good. Coda, you don't need to get the bumble. I know, you don't need it though. Yeah, I wouldn't imagine it would taste the same. It would probably do just as soft. I don't know if it'd be easier to check. Probably because I imagine they'd have like thermostats on it or whatever, so you could just know what temperature it's at. Yeah, that's another thing that you sort of got to have the knack for a fry bread. Like anybody can make fry bread, but whether it's an actual fry bread or not is a different story. Like, yeah, a mean fry bread is a fucking mean fry bread. Like technically it is a simple thing to do, you know, but not very many people just have the knack to actually get it right. I swear this dog's so fat she can't lick her own ass. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you're right there. The last mean fry bread I tried, I paid money for it. I bought from this Māori family in the Waikato. They were just selling it last Christmas. And the people that I was staying with were English, and so they'd never even tried it. So I was like, well, I'll take a gamble and hope that their pictures are as good as what they are, because like they look like an authentic one. And yeah, no, they were pretty bomb. They were pretty bomb. And because they were made fresh as hell too, it was legit. And before then, it was like my nana, but she died like 6 years ago or so. So it's been a while. And even before then, it was probably 12 years since she'd last made a decent fry bread, because she got dementia. And she forgot that she could do a lot of things on most days. Yeah, and it has to be butter too, not margarine. Not margarine. Not even buttery margarine. It has to be butter. Or you can use bacon fat if you want to be like a baller. That's pretty mean too. Like after you've cooked bacon in the pan, actually just use 100% bacon fat as like your butter. That's pretty mean. Not gonna lie. It makes it taste like a breakfast fry bread. I don't know. It's weird. Give it up, chicken. Give it up. You've searched the house 20 times for food and there's still no food in here for you. Yeah, most of the time I use straight butter, but sometimes bacon is a nice one. Bacon fat. But it has to be on fresh fry bread, not like day old fry bread. It has to be fresh. Yeah, real butter. I can't, cooking and stuff, I just feel margarine is just subpar. It's bad. Using it for baking and stuff, it just doesn't work well. Yeah, hell yeah, it's expensive. Which blows my mind, because we're in like the dairy capital of the world. But you know, our country chooses to export all our premium produce. We're only getting our seconds, and we're paying more for it than what other people pay for our butter in America. Go figure. That is our fucking seconds produce. Like, suck my big toe. Any dairy products in this country should be cheaper than any other country can buy it in their shelves. Like, what a joke. But it's the exact same with our meat. Our meat's exactly the same. I know this dude, he went to Persia, and he went to a 5-star restaurant over there and bought a steak, I fillet New Zealand beef steak, and paid less for it, cooked and served in front of him, than what we pay for it out of our supermarket here. Oh, is he online now? Or is he doing a live soon? Oh, okay. I don't have him on Insta. What's he up to? Yeah, I know who you mean. I knew who you mean. Venom, Create Your Outcome, Mark and Susie. Moozy. When's he live today? Is he going live soon or? How many followers does he have on his Insta? I know he's got like 2K now on here. I started following him when he had like under 200, I think. Oh, yo. Hi. We were just talking about you. We were literally just talking about you. That was kind of eerie. Not gonna lie. How are you, bro? How are you? Oh, I was asking when your next live is because he said that you messaged and I was like, oh, yo, is he gonna jump on live? Because I would have just cancelled my live to go check out yours. That's all. The rooster agrees. The rooster agrees. Highly slack. Oh, that's too cool though, because like I still managed to get live even though you didn't sub, and other people did from your stream. So, too Mickey, bro. Too Mickey. Hypersonic. That's enough. He bloody listened and he ran off. Oh, mean. Oh, that's exciting. That's exciting news. What kind of truck is it? Is it like a mini truck? Is it like one of those tiny ones that people then go and like tow boats on and it looks absolutely ridiculous because their boat's just a dinghy but it's bigger than the truck? Oh, I want to know now. I want to know. What color is it? Do it. You messed me up. I was not expecting that and I was mid smoke. Wow. Oh goodness, a fire truck. Oh my lord. Oh my lord. That is cracker. Wow, that got me good. That one got me good. Thank you very much. Lungs are sufficiently activated, guys. Wow. A fire truck. Yes, you got a cough to get off. Wow. Is it still working condition? Like, can you pump water? I mean, it might come in handy out there. You never know when you might catch something on fire with all your shenanigans. Oh, goodness. That one hit deep. Deep. Oh, no. What about ooh-wee? Oh man, you're gonna have to set up just like a mini sprayer on there, you know, like I've actually got one out here. You just put it on a hose attachment, you know, and it's the one that waters the paddock. You can totally just put that on there, you know, just to seal the deal as it being an actual fire truck. You know, it's not a fire truck unless that shit pumps water. Four-wheel drive even, bro, that's on. That's on. That is so funny. And it is like a mini truck because fire trucks should be big. It actually should be big. All good, bro. I'll catch you next time. Oh man, that's so funny about your fire truck. I can't believe it. Oh, I'll show you my place anyway because you haven't been on stream before. So I'll just just throw you down a little bit. I'll show you outside. This is the view that I work with. That's all good. You're a busy man. You're a busy man. Well, at least it's a Toyota. That's all I could say. Toyota all the way. I mean, to be fair, I do have a Jeep. But it hasn't actually done me wrong. Just, as you just said, don't break anything. Because you break anything on that Jeep. And I'll tell you what, it costs more than an arm and a leg. And probably like 2 testicles too, I'm not going to lie. Honestly, this Jeep, my brother said the same thing, okay? My brother works for BE Auto Spares. Represent. I don't know why, because he can't get me any Jeep, Chrysler, Dodge, Ram, none of those parts, you know, because they're all independently owned. So, pain in the ass, first car I've ever owned that I can't get any cheap parts for through my brother, but that's fine. It's also the first car that I have crashed into a bank at 110 Ks to avoid hitting a cow on Highway 16 at 2 a.m. in the morning, completely boof into a ditch 2 meters below ground. The road was at car height. I then went to use the brake because I know you don't use your brakes unless you need to use your brakes. I went to use the brakes at that point once I'd gone into the ravine, hit the brakes and realized I no longer had brakes because my phone had dislodged from the mount and ended up underneath the brake pedal and couldn't be applied. So I ended up breaking my phone in the process. And I tell you what, it was the scariest slow to a stop of my life. 25-meter roll from 100 Ks to nothing with no brakes and ended up completely on its side. And the only thing that broke on it was the driver's mirror as I was being towed back up out of the ditch because it had to roll and we were trying to rock it as I was steering because it was legit on its side. I had to climb out the passenger side onto the side of my door where I just stepped onto the road from out the door. Yeah. So, I mean, to be fair, you tell me another car that you can roll into a bank at 110 Ks and just break a mirror. Not gonna lie, I rang my brother and I was like, bro, you do that to your RX-8 or your Skyline and tell me how it rates. Tell me you drove it home afterwards. Like, so I mean, to be fair, in the 4 years I've had it, I think if I'd have hit the cow, it would have been totaled. Airbags would have gone off, but airbags didn't go off on it. No seatbelts did the auto lock thing. Nothing. Like, it's a boss car. It didn't even dent a freaking panel in the crash. Not at all. One tiny scratch that was like hairline down the driver's side that I buffed out the next day. Admittedly, I did have to wash about half a ton of dirt and gravel out from underneath it, but it was mean. So it's so cold. I literally just made the biggest coffee and I was cuddling it like an Eskimo. I was like, oh. all the chickens be out here in the tiny bit of sun that's finally decided to show itself this morning, because we've been in full cloud all day, full cloud. And I feel like it's been sitting about 6 degrees up here all morning. Yeah, you still haven't got your heater, eh? You're definitely in the cold. I don't have a heater here either. We never have a heater. Never have that luxury. I only have like a glimpse of it, and only like 5 minutes. I think it's Unknown that's had all the nice sun all morning. So he's definitely seeing all the sun today. I feel like he's set up like one of those dishes that attract the sun, you know? Sort of like how those things track like signals for like phones and TVs. I reckon he's got like some sort of sun saucer in his backyard. Well done on sussing the truck shit out. That's comical as hell. And I'm really looking forward to seeing your live stream. When are you live with it? Bro, straight up, I don't know where you get your parts from or what you pay for parts, but ring my brother at BE Auto Spares. His name's Jared, and ask him for pricing for places. No joke. Tell him you're friends with his sister Sam, and he'll hook you up. Like, he gets better pricing than Repco's and super cheap, even at trade price or staff price. Fair play, fair play. Well, if there's ever anything that you can't find, honestly, Jared at BE Auto Spares, then just say that you're friends with me, and he'll see you right. Like, no joke. Not been a part yet that we haven't been able to find, and sometimes you even get them for free, because like his company's written them off if they're like for older cars. We've got alternators for like Toyota Corollas 1980s for free and shit. Like, pretty boss. Oh, your windscreens aren't cheap, but at least it's a Toyota. At least it's a Toyota. Way more easy to come across. Oh, that's all right. We're hoarding Holdens here. Not we. My cousin's boyfriend, whenever he decides to come up, he drops off some new vehicle of some sort, a Hiab, a trailer, a Kingswood, a tractor, who knows, at any given time, a motorbike. There's so many cars here, it's unbelievable. Out the front, there's a blue Holden that's like a rusted piece. There's a Mintaz Holden Kingswood that went down the hill like 2.5 years ago that they still haven't been able to get back out. 3 Holden superchargers in the garage, all like housed behind there. It's a bit like your house here. Bro, that's mean. 7 grand, is that it? Bro, ask him if he wants to swap a Jeep. Mine's worth 10. Bro, I'd take a Land Cruiser any day. I wouldn't even need a quad. I'd just drive my whole 55 acres. Like, actual though, like, I'm gonna swap my Jeep for a Ute or something. A Land Cruiser would be boss ass. My dad's got like a little Land Cruiser. It's worth like 4.5 grand, but it's this big. It's it's one of those RC cars, but he's built it as a crawler. And at the bush, like 100 k's down the road here, where I've got land and I'm building with my dad and stuff, he's built tracks, like full on, like 2 k's of tracks into the bush with like bits you can climb up and like things for all his little RC cars that he's got. I'm like, bro, you could have got a real car with that money. Yeah, the Prados are pretty good. Although you'll be surprised to know, okay, I've done a fair amount of slamming cars into the bush up here. Like, legit, just a car that's, you know, the bro's not going to get wafted and reg again. It's failed because of rust or just something, you know, or just a paddock basher that we've got just for the bush. Like, we've taken any car pretty much that you can think of, from sedans. Yes, I know we're stupid, but why not if we can? Into the bush, all sorts of things. And the only car that made it in and back out on its own was a Mazda CX-5. I'm not joking. This is like up banks, through slop, like across springs, a Mazda CX-5. What the actual? We couldn't use that to tow any of the stuck vehicles out, but I'm telling you, the Mazda CX-5 was like, it was up there. A Viking funeral car. I want a Viking funeral way. Like, strap me to some wood, set fire to me, and kick me out to sea, bro. I'm keen with that. Oh, I'll be happy days. Yeah, we've taken a couple of Foresters in there too. Yep. The bro thought because it was twin turbo it would be all that. I'm like, bro, turbo doesn't mean nothing when you're four-wheel driving. Like, my nana, so for the last 6 years of her life, she actually had dementia. And she would tell some wild stories. I don't know if any of you guys have ever experienced anyone with dementia. But the last 2.5 years, I looked after her every day, 12 hours a day. And like gave up work to go look after her at her own house and stuff like that. And the stories she would tell you, okay? One day, and I know it didn't happen because, like I said, I was there every day for 12 hours a day. And when I wasn't there, my granddad was there. Ain't no way this shit happened. But my nana would tell us that she'd just come back from the beach. She'd just sent off her mate. And we're like, what do you mean you just sent off your mate, Nana? And she's like, oh, well, she didn't want to be buried in the ground like everybody else. So we just went out there and just threw her off the back of the old boat. And I'm like, oh, yeah, okay, Nana. I'm sure you did that. Because that's legal. Oh, mate. But, who knows what times might change by then. Yeah, about time you get some of this chill. It's literally been freezing. My toes have just unnumbed. Yeah, 90 Mile would be a mean place to go off. Any of that coast up there is pretty epic. I've actually been to every beach that you can access via a normal car from Auckland to Cape Reinga. It was like my mission when I was like 17 to stop at every water stop. So lakes, beaches, estuaries, anywhere that you could access from a car I've been to. It's a pretty cool experience. Have you all been to the sand dunes right at the top of the island there? Like an hour or so from the tippity top? Can't think what they're called right now. They're like the biggest ones in the southern hemisphere anyway. I've been there a couple of times. Fair. Well, if you ever need anywhere to stay that's north of where you are, I'm like between two properties here at my cousin's and at my place, an hour further north to the coast, sort of. Not really, sort of. I don't know, it's sort of the middle of nowhere. Smack bang between Kaikoui, Dargaville, and Whangarei. But if you're ever heading out to Kaiwi Lakes or any of the cool little places, right, there's a spare cabin there that you're welcome to crash in. We've got glowworms and kiwi on our property. It's pretty choice. Mean as waterhole for swimming. A year to the day. Fuck, that's rough. Sorry to hear that, bro. Sorry to hear that. It's not really ideal when we have any sort of anniversaries of those sorts, whether it's friends, family, or even sometimes someone that you didn't really know but somebody else knew kind of sometimes can hit you hard, so. Oh, that's mean. What happens when someone like that passes away on YouTube? Because I know on Facebook, if you die, your Facebook account gets closed down or whatever. And if you don't have somebody to take over that listed already on your Facebook, then no one can ever access your Facebook, right? Is it like that with YouTube, or does that channel just stay active forever because they're not there to take it down? Oh, okay, fair. 250-meter cliff. Yeah, that's not ideal. Oh, that's cool that the channel still runs for that, though. At least that's memories and voices that they can hear for the rest of their lives, you know? Like, some people don't get that luxury. Like, if you ever have kids and stuff, bro, like, you know, and something ever happened to you or Susie, at least the kids have something that they can go back and play for the rest of their lives and just hear your voice saying certain things, you know? And with technology these days, who knows what you could turn a toy into out of people's voice contents, you know? Like, in a healthy way, I'm meaning, you know? Like, if, say, I had a partner and, like, they died, you know, I might want to make a doll saying I love you or something in their voice, but maybe you never had that recording. With technology these days, surely you could do something like that, you know? So at least having YouTube channels and things like that for those sort of reasons are really cool. That's always like a memorabilia for your future generations. I'm gonna have to go check it out. My dad follows heaps of stuff like that. He follows heaps of actually heaps of Toyota clubs because of his little Land Cruiser and stuff. And his bus, his house bus, is a Toyota Coaster, and like, yeah, he's all about the Toyotas. Rough. They saved the best for last in a kind of bittersweet way, I guess. That's the thing that I love about drones, right? Like, I've got like a love-hate relationship for drones, but it's more the operators, because people can be creeps with drones and do some dodgy shit, you know, so can like businessmen and whatever, like try and trap people into whatever they can catch them on in their own private homes and stuff and depict it as elsewhere as we see online. But the fact that drones exist, they can be used for phenomenal things, like exactly what you're talking about, where you can get epic shots of things that you just can't ever even imagine getting on land, or even CGI probably couldn't even replicate, you know? So I have sort of like a love-hate relationship with drones, but I love seeing them used adequately. Yeah. I actually, when I was painting in Auckland City, I painted a 68-room boarding house on the side of the motorway. And the owner was actually scared of heights. She was terribly afraid of heights, but she didn't want to feel ripped off. So she was asking if she could get somebody else to come up to the top of the building to investigate. And I was like, yeah, sure. But also, what I could do is I could get a drone to fly around and then you can just see the footage yourself, you know? And she was like, well, really? Like, she had no idea about that sort of stuff because she was quite old. And yeah, as soon as we hired the drone and she seen it, she just trusted obviously that we were doing a good job. And I said we'd get the drone again at the end so she could see befores, afters, and durings, whatever. But she was like, no, 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 it's cool. Like, it made the world of difference. And I tell you what, we got some phenomenal shots of the building afterwards, like that we could never have got from the ground. Never. Not even from parts of the scaffolding with big tripods or anything. Like, you know, it was just so cool. Yeah. Yeah, that's right. Yeah. I'm not a huge fan of AI stuff, and I think that some of the things they use it for, they really need to remaster before they continue on with their servicing. Like like the automated phone things for bookings and whatnot. Sometimes you end up with something completely different because AI has interpreted it a completely different way than what you've actually ordered. Um, but I mean, yeah, if you can utilize it in your job or your crafts or whatever you're doing, it can definitely be useful. It can be in the right hands, in the right ways. But it's the same with anything, you know? Anything without moderation or anything used overly can be done wrong. Oh yeah, definitely for stuff like that. Same, I've used it for like comparing what's in probiotics for my dog and stuff, because she's got real sensitive skin, the Shar-Pei cross. So she has to have a certain diet, and even then after a while the new diet will stop working, and it's because none of the foods on the market have enough probiotics to supply what she specifically needs, you know. So we'll try to research what had what in it and what did the best things and all that sort of stuff, and that's exactly what I used it for. Yeah, that's right. You can take out what you already know from whatever the projects are that you're trying to learn about within 5 minutes, and then it's streamlined everything else about it. So yeah, you can definitely pick skills up and stuff real quick with it. But again, that's good and bad too, you know, because in the wrong hands, people can pick up skills in the wrong places and use those things for whatever gains and actually do damage because they don't necessarily know everything they should be knowing. Hey, bro. Good to see you. Hope the weather's not as cold down there as what it is up these ways. We're all freezing. Man, you killed me when you told me about that. I don't know what I was expecting. I don't know what I was expecting. I should have expected more. Yeah, it's gonna be crack up. I can't wait to see it. So have you already picked it up, or do you still have to go get it? Did you say? Did I miss that? Oh my lord. Does she know this yet? Does she know what you signed her up for? Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. Oh, that's crack up. It's a straight world without twisties, my friend. Oh, that's crack up. How did you stumble across it? Like, were you searching for out the gate trucks or? Yeah, she's a pretty good sport. I think I've said that on a couple of your feeds. And sometimes it looks like you guys are both well and truly over and done with whatever your project is for the day, but you guys still persevere. It's impressive. Oh man, that's crack up. You're like, yep, why not this beautiful fire truck? I mean, it's practical at least. That big four-wheel drive is definitely a win. Yeah, that's mad. That's madness. Like, that's actually unheard of. It's starting to get stormy up here. Yeah, I suppose over there too, like, when I got one of my first cars that was like a Jap import, and it was like a modern car because all the rest of mine have been like pre-90s because I prefer old school. but I needed like a decent, reliable wagon for work. So I ended up buying a Toyota. Wish you had a different car. And anyway, when I was pushing the little doodackies on the odometer or the button things on the dash, it had an option to tell you what your average kilometer an hour had been over the 100,000 odd Ks that it had already done before it came here because it was New Zealand new. And it was like 14 Ks an hour. So, I mean, when you get Japanese and Chinese cars, they don't really go high speed over there and they don't do long trips. Generally stuck in traffic for like 6 hours just to travel like 10 Ks up the road. Yeah, yeah, fair. I've done that with a few cars. I actually had one car and I ended up owning it like 5 times. It was the most annoying thing. But I made so much money out of it because every time I'd just tidy up one more little thing on it and then sell it for more than whatever I paid for it. I think, honestly, it would have been like a good like 3.5 grand or something that I made on this car over the years that I had it. Like, and it was just like a cheap $900 little dunger when I first bought it, you know. And then I think when I ended up finally selling it, I sold it for like 2.8. And I said to the bro, the only condition is I don't want it back. Okay, I don't want it back. I've had it 5 times now. Like, I'm done with this Ford Laser. It's yours. You're gonna keep it now. And he was like, yeah, yeah, yeah. Bro, I didn't get it back. His missus wrapped it around a pole the following weekend. Oh God. Yeah, did not go no more. Only thing still worth anything on it was the rims. It's the only thing that didn't get wrecked in the crash, basically. What was the name of that car? I think that car was called Goldie Box. Because, bro, it went hard, like 170 Ks in third gear up State Highway 16. You know, if you're going down towards Westgate from Wellsford and you take State Highway 16, but cut through at Old North Road and Peak Road. I don't know if you know that way. But coming down there, there's a couple of mad as hell long straights. Well, I was going up that straight, third gear, 170 Ks, and so I'm pretty sure that was the car that we ended up calling Goldie Box because, bro, whatever gearbox was in that was golden. Should have named it the Ford Blazer though. That would have been gold too. But yeah, that car went hard. Oh yeah, so you know exactly where I'm talking about too, those two long straights. Yeah, I used to have to drive those roads every day. I've been driving them every day since I was like 14 or something. But actually driving them myself, I had to drive them every day for 2.5 years when I was looking after Nana because she lived up Port Albert Road, almost in Wellsford. And I was coming up from Auckland every day. Oh, I've never been caught by a cop on that straight. Never. I've been caught just coming up the Cleesebees and the only reason I got caught, I looked at my partner and I was like, we don't have to be caught right now. And they were like, got mum in the back. And I was like, yeah, okay. So I pulled over and I took the ticket. Yeah, I've been pulled over there, but usually I get pulled over on State Highway 1. That's why I hate it. I've boosted that road so many times, State Highway 16, for like the 22 years I've been driving. I can't even tell you how many times I've boosted there. And touch wood, I've never had a speeding ticket on that road. Yeah, well, it is the area to do that sort of shit. But how did the commie not see you? I suppose going that fast too, you're not really looking at other cars around. You're looking at the road. That's crack up. That's so funny. Yeah, we both would have been young bucks back then. Yeah, I started driving those roads when I was like 15. First got my license because my nana and my great auntie lived in Wellsford, and all the rest of us lived in Auckland. So I used to go up every other weekend and go visit them. Oh yeah, yeah. As you come into KKKA, yeah, I remember that. And then they put that mirror on the little white picket fence there to try and like get people, because as you're coming past and you see your own wheel reflection, people would think that it's a cop that was parked just inside the gate, like at the edge of the church, because that's where they. No, it was just that mirror thing there. That was horrible. Yeah, that was the notorious place to sit. And then when they built that new subdivision as you're leaving Calcop heading towards Auckland, there's that little subdivision just up that road now, like 500 meters or something. They sit in the crevice of that too nowadays, because that never used to be there. It was just that fella's driveway or whatever was there, that original farmhouse. But yeah, they'd be dodgy at that end. A few times I've seen them sit on the corner as you come up round, because there's that little bit of a dip and a flat as it kind of comes up, so you don't necessarily see what's up on the corner until you're already halfway up the peak and you're stuck. But yeah, you check the on ramps, say, for the other side as you're coming up to them. It's funny because people are like, you get that Google Maps notification if you got your maps on for whatever reason. It says cops in the area, and you click yes or no. Well, the cops have clicked onto that and they start clicking no, so the notification disappears. Oh, mate, they be getting crafty. Yeah, the North Shore is always the worst place. So many cops, so many places for them just to tuck in behind the barriers, and they're designed that way so you don't actually see them. So they have to drive up and then reverse back into them. You also don't want to get a blowout on the North Shore either. A blowout on the North Shore is not ideal. There's like nowhere to stop between Puhoi and Orewa anymore at all. The like little gap on the sides, like half a foot. 100% exactly why I left Auckland as well. That and the people. I just can't be around all the ugly, I guess. Too much craziness. Oh mate, and you get a bill too if you get caught, if the harbour bridge people have to rescue you, or the cops get from the shore and come have to close the lane down, or you get a fine for breaking down on the harbour bridge. It's like, it's not your fault that it's broken down, but no, no, they don't give a damn. Yeah, that's right. Anybody who breaks out of there, you definitely. Oh shit. Yeah, you definitely didn't want to get caught with that. Oh Lord. And it's the worst, eh? Because once you get over there, it's straight to the police station, because that's your first exit. Not ideal. Not ideal. I knew this dude. He was trying to get from Auckland up to Whangarei, and I don't know why he didn't just bring any of us that had trailers, because he just had a motorbike, like a little road bike. And I don't even think it was a road bike, actually. I think it was a trail bike. Anyway, it's completely de-rigged and stuff, and the only reason why he'd got this piece of junk was because there were parts on it that he could put on his motorbike that wasn't a piece of junk. And yeah, he decided he was going to drive that from South Auckland all the way, and he's going up over the bridge, and the front wheel blows, and so he's like careering and hitting people's mirrors and stuff, and just being like sorry, and then just like gunning it off, and like only just managing to stay on because it's now just on the rim and stuff. Like people were waving at him, telling him to pull over, and he's just like, nah, bro, gotta get to Whangarei. Makes it like 3 exits up, and then next minute the whole bridge is shut down, or the whole highway is shut down, like after the bridge, and cops are just like blocking him off, pointing him off the thing, and he still tried to run through on his like dodgy little bike. The cops crushed it. The cops crushed it, and he had to pay for a taxi from Auckland to Whangarei in the end. But yeah, not ideal. Oh yeah, no, that's yeah. Any sort of noise when you're hitting the harbour bridge or any vicinity near it is not ideal. You don't want a flat tire. You just don't want to break down on there. Yeah, yeah, 100%. I don't even know how he made it as far as what he did. Like when he was telling me, I was like, bro, like what? And when did you like lose all the rubber on the wheel? And he's like, bro, as soon as I came over the duggers after the Harbour Bridge, bro, the rubber just went, man. And that's what one of the cars was upset about because the tire ended up on their windscreen or something. Like, oh, bro. He would not have made it up the Brenderwins for a start. Let's be real. Like, he would not have. If it even made it up that bit from Warkworth, up through the dome, I don't think a motorbike with no rubber on it is gonna make it up there. Not in a million years. And surely the heat, like boosting along straight rims at 100 k's on your, like surely there would be like no rim left. He'd just be running on spokes by the time he got to the dome. Yeah, it really is brutal. It really is brutal. I heard there's talk that they're going to be making the road from basically the toll road through to Whangarei like 60 k's an hour. Yeah, if I've got the trailer loaded like with a ton on it on the Jeep, it's like fourth gear uphill, 80 k's. Doesn't you don't want to be pushing it anymore because it just doesn't sound nice. So I know the feels. Like the tow rating unbraked is a ton on that. But to be fair, the brake rating is only 500 more than that. But I have used the Jeep to tow like a 2.5 ton digger on a trailer. Didn't like it. And we were going like 30 k's out Manu, leaving Whangarei along the main straight. 30 k's fucking in like second gear because, mate, it was the slowest drive home with that. But it made it. Yeah, yeah. I reckon they'll estimate it's going to take 10 years, but they'll be doing it for 25. Like every other lot of roadworks. Like the southeastern link in Auckland, it was supposed to take like 3 years and took like 8 or something ridiculous. And then when they fucking opened it, it was terrible. And they had to close it again because they didn't think about why 5 lanes merge to 3 and then merge onto another 3 and end up at 2 lanes and why that's not functional. Ugh, what are we thinking? Yeah, it's madness. And you know, like usually they say that you have to have a way around, so you're not forced to take a toll road. But sure, we have a way around if we want to go an hour and a half out of our way and head all the way out to Dargaville and all the way down to Mangatoroto and then back down. Like, then we still stuck at a toll because there's no way around from there. Yeah, I think I might just like start training the goats to be pack goats and I might just ride them. Surely 4 goats strapped together will get me up a hill. They'll definitely be able to carry the groceries anyway. I might have to walk behind them though. At least we won't be paying for gas. Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Yeah, that's the same as here. Everything's like built out of scraps, including this whole cabin is built out of shit from the tip. The entire cabin. A hot plate on top. Like everything is MacGyvered. Even the trampoline we used to have, this is a new one from Grandma. But the one we had before this was like one made out of 5 different trampolines. Everything is reused around here. Even got the old yellow school bus down the bottom. Yo, all good, man. Cheers for checking in. It was good to see you. What time are you going to be live later, approximately? Do you know? You got any plans for that yet? I need to see this fire truck now. You've got me hankering. I don't want to miss your live. All right. Well, no, I won't. I won't. I won't mention it till you do. But I'll check in later and see if you're live. Yo, all good. It's our secret. What happens off grid stays off grid. Oh man, you should just put a mock plate on there, just, for when you're traveling around the farm with it and stuff. And take that one off so you got the legal ones for the road. No one's gonna know it's not the plate. Alright, bro, you have a good day, and I'll check in for your live later on. Clifford the big red dog. Oh, that's crack up. See ya.